For the first time in more than 2 years, the Regional Arts Commission of St. Louis is proud to announce more than $1.15 million in new grant funding for local artists, arts programming across the region.
In March of 2020, not only did we launch our strategic plan, but it was the beginning of the pandemic. RAC receives 98% of its revenue from hotel motel sales tax. So in 2019, we had nearly $7 million of hotel motel revenue. By April of 2020, we were down to $2 million. So we lost significant revenue in a short amount of time. And what we've done over the last 2 years is just slowly rebuild RAC. When you go from $7 million to $2 million, 16 team members to 4 team members, it's a pretty significant change. And so each year, as we've been able to recover resources, we've hired people back to RAC, and we've really focused on ensuring that we can strengthen our organizational infrastructure and provide the grants that our arts community desperately needs. We are more efficient and effective, and we're focused on the end user. We're focused on our grantees and making sure that our services meet their needs today. We don't depend on things that we used to do. We want to address the needs of our grantees so that it's relevant and resonant. We can adjust, we can be flexible with our process to meet the needs of artists and arts organizations. We took that learning into this current grant cycle. We shortened the application. We don't ask questions that we don't need the answer to. We don't ask questions where we're not going to use the data, because we know our arts organizations are struggling to keep their programs going, and spending time on a 13-page application keeps them from doing the work that they need to do. That applies to our working artists. The other thing that we did was we did not require matching grants, which for many years was a requirement for people to get RAC funding, because we didn't want to be the only source of revenue. But now several of our standard or well-known sources of funding are challenged as well, and so we wanted to make sure we could get resources to our grantees as quickly as possible and efficiently, but also ensuring accountability.
As artists, we depend on the human connection. And when that has been taken away from you, you're wondering, how do I connect? And so now things are starting to open up again and bloom again, and people are so hungry. Right here in St. Louis, artists are just hungry to be able to come and see a show now. So I will be doing a production/exhibit at the Grandel Theater in Grandel Square. Being able to have this performance and see the human connection return again. We may not be able to do everything that we used to do, but at least I can be in the same room with someone and hear them laugh. It's going to be wonderful to see RAC bring life again back into St. Louis.
Our arts and culture organizations make St. Louis a great place to live, work, play for both residents and visitors. And my hope is that for RAC in particular, we find new sources of funding to close our gap so that we can fully fund grants to artists and arts organizations. My hope for artists is that they keep creating. I hope that they get more recognition that they deserve, so that we will look 5 years from now and say that it was the arts community that helped make the difference.